Happy Friday, my multiplication masters. You guys rocked yesterday's math lesson. Some of you got it done so fast. Remember, it's review from what we've been doing all year. So today, we're going to continue with the same lesson of how we solve multiplication by doing a couple different strategies, right? So let's do a quick review on our anchor chart that we saw yesterday. So just to refresh your memories, remember, we can show multiplication by doing equal groups. So this is 3 groups of 4. We can use repeated addition, 4 plus 4 plus 4. We can also make an array, 3 groups with 4 in each. We talked about that a lot yesterday. But today, a little bit kind of different. I want to show you where we're going to be at today. You are going to be on pages 9 through 13. Okay, so page 9, make sure you look at the bottom of your page so that you can see right where that's at, okay? So pages 9 through 13. So for the beginning of this, pretty straightforward. Solve these multiplication problems. If you get stuck, use some of those strategies that I just showed you. You can also think about how we've been talking about commutative property. Remember, commutative property means it doesn't matter where those factors are at, 6 times 3 or 3 times 6. The product is exactly the same. So be on the lookout for different facts that all they do is they use commutative property where they switch their factors around. That's going to be a really good hint for you guys as we start this lesson today. So to start with, you can see the first problem, 5 times 6. Just go ahead and write in those facts there. Now, 17 though, tell a strategy of how you can show 5 times 6. So what are you going to do? Are you going to use an array? Are you going to show me equal groups? Are you going to do repeated addition? What strategy are you going to do? So good luck on that, and I want to see what you guys are going to do. And for the next one, which I wanted to go over with, is right here. Explain how problems number 2 and problem 13, how they're related. So I went ahead and I wrote down problem 2, which is 3 times 6, right here. And I wrote down problem 13, which is 6 times 3. So how are these problems related? Now remember, related means like a connection. How are they related? And I just gave you a hint. I'll put it up again. It might make your brain think about something. How are these 2 problems related? Look, it's on the chart. So we know this property. So make sure you use a sentence when you explain that. You guys got this. Okay, let's keep going because remember, we're trying to get these pages done today. Now this one's kind of fun. It's kind of like a puzzle. You answer these questions, but you cross out the answers as you complete them. So what is 3 times 7? I know what that is. I'm going to count 3 groups of 7. So, or I can count 7 groups of 3. I'm going to do 3 groups of 7. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 7 more is 21. So there's my first answer, 21. So I got to move down. Do you guys see the number 21 anywhere? Right here. Let me make sure I highlight it. Oh, get my highlighter. So I just crossed out 21. Okay. Let me keep going. Now, 2 times 7. I know that. 7 plus 7 is 14. 0 times 7. Remember, anything times 0 is 0. Now I got to go down. I just did the number 14. I better cross it out. And I just did the number 0. I got to cross it out. All right, so make your way and cross them as you do them. This is the answer key down here. So if you're stuck, you can use this for help. Okay, same thing, times 8. You're going to go ahead and solve the problems, but then you're going to cross out the answers. So if I know 8 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I just did repeated addition. So there's 40 right there. So I got to cross that out, make sure so I get my answer down. And you have times 9. So you're doing 7s, 8s, and 9s, and cross out your answers, same thing. So if I do 1 times 9, I know it's 9, and I gotta go down and I gotta find it, and it's right here. And I got it. Boom. You guys are gonna rock this. If you want a little challenge though, see if you can get a timer, maybe on your phone, or even it's like a kitchen timer on your computer, and time yourself. See how quick you can go. And remember, if you're stuck on one, like 9 times 9 is pretty hard. If I don't have that memorized, I can use my strategies. And remember, you could draw a picture, you could actually make equal groups, you could do repeated addition, or you could even draw an array to help you. Don't be afraid of using the tools that you know that you already have to solve these problems, okay? So you guys can easily get that done. Oop, let me cross that out. And the very last page, because it goes to page 13, is solving for the missing numbers. Now remember, in our math vocabulary notebook, we wrote down 2 words, the word factor and the word product. Now something important to think about. Factors are these numbers 5 and 6. Those are factors. The product is the answer of a multiplication problem. And right here I see commutative property. 5 times 6 equals 30. So 6 times 5, what does that have to equal? That also has to equal 30 right there. It has to because it shows commutative property, and I'll type it in. It's the same part. So if you can solve 2 times 6, then you can do 6 times 2. It's the same strategy which we've been reviewing about commutative property of multiplication. It doesn't matter the order of the factors. You still will get the same product. So you're going to finish this part, and it gets a little challenging. Right here, instead of doing the product, you have to solve for the missing factor. So if you can just peek. 9 times 2 equals 18, and 2 times 9 equals 18. I did this one for you, so you should be able to fill that missing factor in right there. And I love this question. This is a great math thinking question. Look at 6 times 5 and 5 times 6. How does the order of the factors change the product? Does it? Does it matter if the 5 and the 6 are flip-flopped? Does that matter? Think about what you know about commutative property and how that can still work in a multiplication problem. Good luck, you guys. You're going to rock this. This is a quick one. Remember, you can always challenge yourself by giving yourself a little time limit on some of these problems. It's a fun one. Remember, when you finish this, try to get 1 Zearn lesson done today. That will keep us on pace with our math book that's at school. And if Zearn for some reason doesn't work for you, or you can't get it to load, always go to MobyMax. You have Fact Fluency there, and you have some good Fact Fluency board games and some math assignments. You guys are going to rock it. Send me some videos or a picture of your work completed. I can't wait to see what you guys accomplish. Bye!